Jesse did Covino and Rich, and God bless these guys. They asked about the confrontation between Jesse Ventura and Jim Norton.
They're on Stars. They do afternoons on Stars. It's a good show.
Well, I remember last time you were here, I remember you were down the hallway with the Opie and Anthony show, and you got in a fight with Jim Norton, and that became like a big YouTube thing.
They're all dead? Right. You're sure of that?
Yes.
Were the bodies identified?
No, but that's taking
Well, we'll just fly with that. What the hell? My government told me that, so you know why I don't believe my government?
Well, you believe Saudi Arabia's government?
No.
Over there
and I remember you getting a big fight with Jimmy Norton, then you gave him a pat on the way out, and he got all fired up, and you guys were fighting.
No, he said something personal, derogatory, and very insulting to me.
What did he say? I didn't hear
I
the
don't
whole
even
thing.
remember, because he's such a...
God, you can't say that.
He can't. He does remember. You really fucking hit a nerve with him.
That riffraff line
was after everything, when he was in the hallway.
Exactly.
So Jimmy didn't say anything while he was still in front of a microphone that was personal and insulting.
The only personal insult, and I never would have insulted him like that. That bugs me because that's just not honest.
That's not true.
Honest.
That when he touched me?
Yes.
We were going back and forth. He called me an asshole. I called him an asshole. It was two guys just arguing. Mm-hmm. When he touched me, I've said this a million times, that's what bothered me, because then the only way for me to come back at him, I'm not going to get into
You can't physically intimidate.
No, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to get up and pat him angrily.
Yes.
Because then that's taking it to a level like, what am I, fucking suicidal? So I did what I do. I insulted him. That was the only way to come back without looking like a complete bitch and a pussy, was just to insult the guy. What was I going to do?
You know, I didn't realize until I just heard him say that how that affected him. You fucked him up with that line, man.
And I saw it on his face. He wanted to... That really got to him.
It really did.
But again, if he hadn't touched me, if he hadn't sarcastically slapped me on the back, I never would have said that to him. Ever.
He did touch you.
Really annoyed him.
Dude, I never would have said that to him.
Thank you, Danny, for pulling up
a great
every
reference.
riff-raff picture.
What a great reference.
It is so good. You killed him with that line.
Look, if we're arguing about points and we're disagreeing, and we're insulting each other, it's not very nice, and you want to use what you'd got, well, then I'll use what I got.
He has physical intimidation and strength and the ability to squish you like a little grape.
Which he could do.
And you have the ability to fucking say something that fucking personally insulted and hurt him.
He'll never be able to hurt my feelings, but he could throw me through a wall.
I have done far worse than kill you, Jesse. I hurt you. And I'll continue to hurt you.
Let's get back to the audio.
What did he say? I didn't hear
I
the
don't
whole
even
thing.
remember, because he's such a... He don't mean nothing to me. And all I did was turn around and I looked at him, and you know what went through my mind?
What?
I thought, you're lucky, boy, that I'm civilized today. Because I said, if you would have spoken to me like that when I was a Navy SEAL, I'd have cut your balls off and shoved them down your throat.
Jimmy didn't have balls back then.
Exactly.
They hadn't dropped yet.
I was just a wee
He
lad.
was a little kid. What are you going to do? Throw him down the stairs with Kiss?
So what he wants to be able to do is he wants to be able to call me.
Helen would have kicked his ass.
Yeah, Helen would have fucking really stuck up in her beehive. She would have beaten Jesse with her beehive.
Am I the only one that thinks Jesse Ventura rocks, though?
Why? If he just said that when I was a Navy SEAL, I think you got to worry about the VC that are coming after you.
He rocks because he's such a character.
Yeah,
he really is a fucking character.
I would have respected him. I would have thought he rocked if he came in and we had it out or just talked about it. I wouldn't have to argue with him again. I'm very reasonable.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean,
don't fucking do that to me and then bitch when I insult you. Stop.
Oh, you fucking nailed
Stop
him.
it.
I got another 10 clips. I don't know how many of these we're going to play.
Wow,
but everybody was asking about the confrontation he had with Jim Norton on our show.
I want to hear every one of those clips.
It continues on the Covino and Rich show, Stars. Well, Covino, man, God bless Covino and Rich. They had balls. It continued.
Yeah.
There's conspiracy there, Rich, because we had Jimmy Norton on our show that day.
Hold on, here's what Jimmy Norton
he felt
said.
like you chumped him, like you pulled the alpha male card on him when you made contact with him.
Hold on, here's what he said.
It really was a sarcastic pat on the back, but I didn't like it because we were two guys who were angry at each other, and we were genuinely mad at each other, and he still, because he's a big guy, felt comfortable pulling some alpha male shit like that. Like, I knew what he was... I don't like being fucking touched
Nah, that's
when I'm
fucked
angry.
up.
Because let me tell you, if him and Chuck Liddell were arguing, I'm not saying he wouldn't argue with Liddell. Of course he would. But he wouldn't go over and touch him like that on the way out because he knows he'd get fucking punched in the mouth.
Is that true?
Bull crap. I sure would, because all I did was I gave him a pat like, hey, that was a pretty good argument we just had.
Oh, my God.
No, you didn't, Jesse.
Don't get the wrong. He took.
No, you didn't.
No, that was an aggressive move.
As an observer.
That he did because he knew that was what he had to try to intimidate you with.
And it was that he's just not being, maybe he remembers it that way, but I don't think he's being honest. Because he goes, if he said, hey, look, man, it was fun arguing with you and did that, but he goes, thanks for your service to your country.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what that was. He was angry at me at that point because we weren't being, he's just not, I'm not going to say he's lying because maybe he's told himself that, but that's not what happened. I never would have insulted him if he was being friendly.
It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hip, right?
But I never would have.
But he took it the wrong. He took it like you were.
Yeah, he took it that I was being condescending. I can tell him without a doubt I did the same thing. I'd do it to Muhammad Ali. I'd do it to anybody else, too. It was not meant as anything derogatory. I know how I did it. All I did was give him a little pat on the shoulder as I went out and, kind of like, well, we'll maybe see you next time. See, he was going after me because what's better for him? You think he's going to get an ounce of publicity if I wasn't the other equation?
Well, how
he
does
was
Ventura
doing that
handle it?
Simply just to get his own publicity at my expense.
Oh, my God.
It's just, honestly,
no.
dude, it's just not the truth.
Yeah, Jimmy's doing Leno. I mean, he's doing just fine.
Dude,
man.
let me tell you something.
Holy
I don't care about a YouTube video that got 500,000 hits. I don't care. One appearance on fucking Red Eye is the same amount of people. One appearance on Leno, even when the show wasn't doing well, is fucking 6 times that.
Exactly.
I don't care about a YouTube video.
What I love is that the gang here at SiriusXM, Jesse was trying to avoid us at all costs yesterday.
Wanted no part of it.
And it's great that these other shows were like, fuck that.
Calling him out.
Fuck that. We want to talk about, that big confrontation you had with Jim Norton. He should have came in here.
It really was. That's look, what's he going to say? But to think it's for publicity, it's like, come on, dude. Well, that's just not honest.
He did, yesterday, some of the shows he did, Covino and Rich, Alex Bennett, Mad Dog, POTUS, Howard, and Blubba.
Did POTUS?
And he's also doing The View today. So maybe
see? Shut up.
So maybe he'll be asked some tough questions on The View today.
The View.
And well, it continued on Covino and Rich.
How does Jesse Ventura handle stuff like this? I mean, when you come at people with conspiracies, 9/11 conspiracies, Federal Reserve, 2012
I'm guessing Jimmy Norton's not the only guy that's ever got mad or fought with you about a 9/11 thing.
Yeah, but he's the only one that's made it personal and insulted me personally. You can disagree with me all you want. You can say, Jesse, you're full of it. This is nothing. This is baloney. How can you believe it? But when they take it beyond that and they make a personal insult to you, that's a whole nother ballgame. Wow. Just like in the world of politics. You can disagree with another elected official. You can disagree on policy all you want, but you don't make it personal.
Ooh, well, let's
can you pause that for a second? Because he's saying
this is not
exactly the opposite of what happened.
Yes.
He called me an asshole first.
Yeah.
Before I called him an asshole, he called me an asshole.
Yep.
We were arguing. I wasn't making it personal. I didn't agree with his point of view. We were going back and forth. And then he goes, something, asshole. And then I said something, asshole.
Very personal. And he's taking this very personal.
He called me an asshole first. He called me something else first.
Asshole! But he's talking about the riff-raff line. That really got to him, and he's confusing the whole thing. That was pretty much the last thing you said to him as he was in the hallway.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
But he insulted me first. I would never have insulted him personally if he had not insulted me first.
He's basically saying you did the riff-raff thing on the air when he was in front of a microphone, and that led to him walking out. That was the last thing, and that's the thing that still bothers him to this day.
Last thing that was said.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he looked at you glaringly like he wanted to rip your head off.
But why doesn't he mention the fact that he started making it personal?
It's not because that makes him look silly.
And we have audio of that. That's what annoys me. So anybody out there, any of the Jesse fans out there, I've got
the audio's out there. It's everywhere.
Just listen to it.
It's everywhere.
I don't care if you fucking truthers don't like. I don't care. Your angst and your anger and your rage are meaningless.
Gatekeeper.
Just don't make it personal.
Ooh, well, what's crossing the line for Jesse Ventura? What was it? I know he said something about your hairdo. What was it? What really pissed you
I don't
off?
even remember. Again, he's such a nothing to me. Why would I dwell on him? The minute I left that room, he was old news. I don't even. Today, you just told me his name. I don't even know his name.
And if you saw him today,
I'd still recognize him because I've done the show 2 or 3 times.
No, but would you snarl at him? Would you intimidate the guy, or would you just give him a high five?
I would simply ignore him.
Would you?
Simply.
But the bottom line is this:
Who did you fucking get?
if I know it's again.
I'm stunned at how badly you got it. I thought he was very pissed right then and there at you saying that, and then he probably did just walk it off. But let me tell you, that fucking is sticking with him.
Let me tell you what that was, and that what happened between me and Jesse Ventura is how you become a funny guy in high school. And this is why jocks leave you alone, because it's like they can beat the all day long. He could throw me through a wall. I will, no matter how sick he was. If he had brain cancer, I could never best him physically.
No,
and I would never try to.
Nope.
But guys like that never want to be embarrassed by what they would consider a little pipsqueak, and accurately so.
Yeah. You're right. The jock can punch you in the face. That'll fucking go away in a while.
You can embarrass him.
That shit sticks in their head forever.
And here's another question about what he's saying, the honesty of it. If you forgot right about it, why would you turn down a show with an audience the size that this show has?
Yeah, you forgot it.
This show has a massive audience. Yeah. So why would you turn down promoting whatever it is you're promoting? Don't be dishonest. Just say, look, we were arguing. I got a little personal. He got personal back. I alpha mailed him a little bit. He insulted me, and I didn't like. Just tell the truth, man, about what happened.
Talk it out on the air.
Yeah.
I think to break it down, I think he blew off our show because he can't hang intellectually. I really believe that. Oh, he didn't have answers to a lot of the questions we were throwing at him that day. And then Jesse moved on to Pete Dominic's show. We've had Pete on our show.
I like Pete. He's a good comic. He's a buddy.
Pete does a very good radio show.
Yes.
It's politics, man. But he's strong. He's on POTUS.
He's very, very
3 to 6
liberal
every
guy.
day.
3 to 6, right? Very, very liberal guy.
And here we go.
Jesus, just.
Check out Jesse Ventura, his new book, American Conspiracies. I always love having you in here, man. It's really.
I like doing your show too, Pete.
It's a lot of fun having you.
And you know what else? You don't run and cry if I leave and tap you on the shoulder.
I would appreciate it if you'd punch me in the face, actually, as hard as you can.
You don't run and cry like a baby and whine and, geez, he touched me.
Oh, you're talking about Jim Norton.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. I thought you forgot about the incident. You keep bringing it up.
And by the way, first of all, and
I
didn't run and cry.
You sat in that seat.
I insulted
exactly
you,
where it
stupid.
happened.
I insulted you.
And who ran and cried? He didn't do our show. That's running.
Jesus Christ.
He was in the building at the time we were broadcasting.
He left.
Because we saw him on the street when we were finished.
Jimmy was exactly where he was when he made the comment, never moved, sat in his seat, and Jesse left.
He left.
So who ran and cried?
He said he was
run and
done.
cry. I insulted you.
He said he was done.
You actually got a former governor to go,
Dude, that comment
shit.
really fucked him up.
fucking
Thank you.
killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like I said before, to this day, I didn't understand how fucking much that got to him.
You know, I know this audio has been played a million times, but could we unfortunately we turned the camera on just before he got up.
Yeah, I wish we had that whole 20-minute lead up.
Let's.
When you say something. To me. You did it to me. You said I don't believe in the Constitution.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jess. See?
Governor.
You always just sulk and walk away. Why?
No,
you
I'm
put
not.
words in my
Hey,
mouth.
there's a fucking guy here telling me I got a schedule, asshole.
You're using dirty language, asshole.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Drinks the water dramatically. Puts the bottle down.
Bye, tough guy.
And thanks for your service to our country.
You're welcome. Thanks for touching me with your fucking stupid riff-raff fucking Rocky Horror hairdo. You're bigger than me and stronger than me, so what? I don't give a shit. You're gonna beat me up, go ahead. I'm not gonna fight a guy like you. That means nothing to me.
I know.
I argued with you. You put words in my mouth, and you didn't like when I did it to you. You put words in my mouth saying I didn't believe in the Constitution, and that's bullshit. It's not true. I don't agree with abusing it. See?
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. You're a bigger patriot than me. Godspeed. Fuck out of here.
Wow.
Get the camera outside.
And then we followed him with the camera. But
Do you see?
Yeah.
He called me an asshole.
Wow.
I called him an asshole. He said tough guy. Because, again, I'm a tough guy if I insult a guy of his size back. So I fucking hate guys like that because they want to insult you, and then you're supposed to go, oh, okay. Don't try to be an intellectual if you just want to be a big, dumb jock bruiser. Just be that.
And that pat was a little more than just a touch on the shoulder.
We all know what it was.
That first one was a pat, and the second one was a good smack he gave you.
And again, I didn't feel like he was going to hurt me. I'm not going to lie and say I felt threatened. I didn't feel threatened, but the intent of it, the message behind it, annoyed me. I didn't cry like a baby. I insulted you.
No.
You were acting like you insulted me, I insulted you. You were the fucking baby.
Your cadence and tone, though, were so planes, trains, and automobiles.
I know.
John Candy?
Yeah.
Dude, it was so John Candy.
Because I knew what he was thinking at that moment.
I know. Well, I'm just a little guy here. You fucking.
Because I knew it was going.
Classic.
I know it was going through his mind. Don't just stare. We both know what you're thinking, so just say it.
You just did not fucking stop. That was good.
Can I point out something important?
Uh-oh. No, I think that's impossible, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you do it accidentally when you're pointing out things that aren't important. We're like, no, the wrong category.
Look, a pinwheel. It's not important, Kenny.
He had nowhere to go. When he says in the video, I got a guy here telling me I got to go, I got a schedule. I thought I was standing right there. Yeah.
It was just Kenny was out in the hallway.
Yeah, he came with a broad publicist. There was no guy with them.
And
he was stealth.
If you get the audio of the whole show, it's out there. He admits, I don't know, but before the whole confrontation, that he has nowhere to go and he could hang out longer. And then all of a sudden he had somewhere to go because it got a little hot in here.
And he kept pushing the microphone away. And he did that at K-Rock one time. He doesn't like when you argue with him. So he's not being straight when he says that.
Right.
No, he's not.
So that's what happened. That's the end. Unfortunately, the audio we don't have right now, you don't hear the 20-minute lead up, which people who heard the show heard.
And it proves he's still bothered by this whole thing because he brings it up on Pete Dominic's show.
Yeah.
Pete's like, oh, you're talking about Jim Norton. Like, he was going to let him go without even discussing it.
Sure, but I didn't cry. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, it was so much.
But it was almost like in that moment, it wasn't like, I'm going to stand up and let's fight you. It was like, I know what you're thinking, and it annoyed me that he was thinking that.
You pointed it out to him, too.
It annoyed me.
I think he felt like, oh, this guy's completely onto me. He felt like naked standing there because you completely pointed out what he was thinking, what he was about. He couldn't trick you into trying to think something else. And then you dealt him a knockout blow with that fucking line, dude.
Yeah.
That affected him and still does
to this day.
I am amazed how badly you fucked him up with that line.
But you're right. I was a planes, trains, and automobiles ass. Look, I really should have a Del Griffin wig.
I know.
It's one of my favorite scenes, man.
Go
ahead, hurt me if you have to.
It had the same cadence.
You're right.
I'm an easy target.
I know.
That's why it was so fun. Could we just?
But let me tell you something.
I want to hear that part again.
I like me.
In that
my
context.
wife likes me. My friends like. No, my customers like me.
My customers, my customers.
I'm the genuine article.
Where's the Jimmy Norton line? Because I got to hear that again. I just got to hear that one again.
Let's get to the end of this this one clip here from Pete
right
Dominic's show.
And you don't run and cry like a baby and whine and.
Oh, you're talking about Jim Norton.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Did you not do O&A? I would think you would do it again. I mean, that was great. The way that that was awesome. I'm sorry. I thought that. You know, it was weird. I had you that day, and then Jim Norton came on my show that day, but we didn't really get in too far into it. But I wish you would have done that. I thought you handled that pretty well.
Wow, he's like
good for Pete, though, man. You should have done O&A. He's right.
And then
good for Pete.
Ends with this.
You're not going to say anything?
No, he's just very lucky.
Yeah.
Because if he would have personally insulted me like that, which he did, I didn't mind him disagreeing.
I saw you shake. I thought you were going to take him out.
When he personally insulted me like that, I thought to myself, here's what I thought. I thought, you little weasel. I thought if this was back in my Navy SEAL days, I said, right now you'd have your balls tore out and they'd be shoved down your throat.
Wow. That would have been.
For doing that.
When that video went viral as it was, that would have really made it very popular.
But
damn. Governor Jesse Ventura.
I'm civilized now, so he's very lucky.
Is he?
He's lucky that didn't happen.
You ever watch his comedy? He's a great comedian. Forget about it. You don't even want to. All right.
No, if that would have happened back when I was 21, he would have been in serious freaking trouble.
Oh, right. You
again,
asshole.
don't try to recapture you stop it.
Yeah, stop.
We get
dramatic.
it. That was why I insulted him to begin with. Take that fucking big guy shit and fucking beat it.
Wow.
But that's exactly that thinking. Like he still feels entitled because he's fucking 6'11". It's like, shut up.